Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hi, welcome back to Talking Real Money. I'm Don, that's Tom, and we want to congratulate you. We want to congratulate all of the newly minted millionaires from 2024. We're so proud of you. Although, given how many of you there have been, I guess $1 million doesn't mean what it used to mean. And we're going to get to what we're talking about here in just a minute. But first, I want to give you a phone number to call us and talk about how you can become a millionaire. Who wants to be a millionaire?
We have a show like that, I think.
Yeah, and I
don't watch it, but it's out there.
Well, it's an evening thing now with Jimmy Kimmel, and
That's
Matt
right.
Damon just became a million
I saw him.
winner.
He looks kind of weird with the beard.
Well, that's
thing,
because
but
he's
okay.
in Troy.
Oh, okay.
Or not Troy, in Odyssey.
Tron?
Odyssey. The Odyssey. The
Shows
new
you what I know.
Homeric extravaganza.
Okay. I do know that story. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Ulysses and
Of
Troy. And
I
those
remember
kinds of-
him. Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, welcome to Talking Real Money. I'm Don. Tom's there. You're there. Our phone number is 855-935-TALK. And, yeah, it's a big moment for us. Apparently, more than 1,000 people every day are becoming new millionaires. This is just in the U.S., just in the United
States only. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love reading this stuff. And by the way, because you alluded to this earlier, if you ask people, it's fascinating. In like 1965, how much is a lot of money? They would tell you, $1 million.
$1 million. Heck yeah.
You ask them today, because I do it. What do you think they tell you? $1 million. Now, you also pointed out something that's pretty important. $1 million in 1995, that actually is about 2 million today. So the million, this thing called inflation.
It
makes
doesn't go
not
as far
big
as
a
it
deal.
used to.
No, but it's still a measuring stick. So, according to the United Nations, World Bank, International Monetary Fund, and central banks around the globe, they say there's about 24 million people in the United States that are millionaires. You mentioned that there's about 1,000 a day becoming millionaires. Mm-hmm. And you congratulate them. But here's the part that's interesting. Where do you think that wealth is coming from?
Homes.
How are they becoming? Yeah, homes are part of it. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Savings. Yeah.
Big part
Turns
of it.
out.
Homes and probably 401ks.
That's it. I think those are the two biggest. Yeah. And again, so this gets back to this discussion we have regularly about owning a home. So it can be a good investment. You can use a lot of leverage if you so desire to do that, because that can work. But the part that we spend more time on the show about is the saving and investing. People have a tendency to always want to start with the investing part, and I try to tell them, look, you got to figure out how to save 15 or 20% of your salary to get going. And by the way, it's the way I've managed to save money is it just came out of the check and it's gone and it's invested.
And that's the magic of the 401k or the house. Because a house is a portion of your money goes towards your equity. And so both of them are forced savings, which makes it the key, really, when you think about it, to that wealth.
And you're right. So the amount of equity I have in this home, which I bought a year ago, has gone up, but only because I've been paying it down. By the way, I just looked at the Zillow pricing, same price a year ago. Come on, man. What the, just
Nothing's
skyrocketing.
Moving,
Nothing's not happening.
Moving.
So it's
and
fascinating.
condos are going the other way.
Yeah, well, we're glad we're out of that
down.
little market. Saving the 15 to 20%, investing always, not timing. We can tell you pretty much. And I guess the third one that I thought of too is avoiding big mistakes, right? People invest money in various things. They give money to people. They loan money to people. I see this in families all the time.
They gamble it. when they think
gamble
they're
it.
investing it, which
Yep.
means you could lose a lot of it in a very
Exactly.
short. You could make a lot, but you could lose a lot.
It's not investing. That is truly speculating/gambling. That would be one of the big mistakes. So, yeah, again, I love reading this stuff because it's fascinating. And by the way, the other part of all this that's sad is the people at the top have more money and the people at the bottom have less than they did 30 years ago. That trend is continuing, which is horrible. But if you're not one of the people that has it, yes, owning a home can help. But I think that getting the starting path would be that automatic disciplined savings approach with the 401k, investing that properly, leaving it alone, not messing with it, not taking it out because I needed to just let it go, let it grow. And those people end up being the millionaires. Many of them. Many.
That's the one of the songs from the new Disney Frozen sequel. It'd be "Let It Grow." It's about investing.
Oh, you're going to get me started on movies after I just saw Naked Gun last night?
No. And by the way, I just was curious, how many millionaires a day are being minted worldwide?
I don't know. How many?
1,860.
So 800
and we're
in the
only
rest of the world.
4.2% of the population.
Wow,
and we've
we're
got
doing
the bulk
good.
of the
Keep
new
it going.
millionaires. Yeah, rich get richer.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Do you suffer from financial flinch reflex? Hi, I'm Don McDonald, and financial flinch reflex, or FFR, is a widespread condition triggered by watching too much financial news and not having a solid retirement plan. Common symptoms include doom scrolling, yelling at your portfolio, and considering gold bars, crypto, or your brother-in-law's startup. Markets don't cause panic. Not having a plan for them does. The best treatment? A real financial plan. One that's based on your life, not the latest headlines. And yes, we're talking to you, future retiree. Start your financial calming regimen today with a free, no-pressure meeting with an Appella advisor at TalkingRealMoney.com or call 800-386-3004. That's TalkingRealMoney.com, because a plan is the antidote to panic. Side effects of planning may include peace of mind, smarter investing, and fewer late-night CNBC binges. Please plan responsibly. Appella is an SEC-registered investment advisor. See AppellaWealth.com or the firm's Form ADV for more details.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
Have you ever said to yourself, gee, I really should have asked this question a long time ago because apparently I've been doing it wrong for years? Well, stop doing it wrong and finally ask the darn question of us about money at 855-935-8255. Kind of like
Before
Casey
you do
that.
What?
What?
I just want to finish because somebody just texted me and said, you said everything except how to invest the money about getting to be a millionaire. They just texted me like you didn't say how.
We did say how.
We didn't really say what to put it in, how to invest it.
Oh, gee, we don't do that every day?
That's what I texted back, but okay. If you know nothing about any of this.
Wait a minute, this is somebody who knows you?
Yeah,
enough
to
text you?
I think
and they don't know.
I think they know it, but they're like, you didn't even say how to invest it. You got to say what to do with the money.
Okay, you buy some ETFs that are well diversified.
But, okay, if you know nothing though, and you're you're starting in that company 401k, whatever it is, buy a target date fund. That's okay. Yeah, that's what I would do. All right.
Past that, you have to, if you want to know how to invest it, you got to call.
Okay.
You can't just text Tom. You've got to call 855-935-TALK. Casey in Albuquerque did it. Are you too good? Are you better than Casey? Huh? Casey, welcome to the program.
Did he bring the pizza? That's what I want to know.
From Albuquerque?
Up on the roof, right?
Oh, you're talking Breaking Bad.
Of course I'm talking Breaking Bad. What else is Albuquerque known for? No offense, but come on.
Ooh.
No?
Them fighting words,
the
Casey.
International Balloon Fest.
Yeah, the Balloon Festival. Ha-ha.
Okay, I stand correct. I love those big hot air balloons, which would do very well if they put one in each one of these rooms, Don and Tom. Exactly. Fill them up fast.
Go ahead, Casey.
Yeah, more hot air than a politician.
That's Tom.
Okay, so fellas, I heard about the triple leverage ETFs, and I was like, well, what's that? And so I wanted to see if you guys can break that down for me, what the pros and cons are, or if it's like a cheat code, because I heard that it pays you 3 times a regular ETF return.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of pros on that one, but maybe
okay.
Don can dig out a couple.
I have no pros. Okay, that's the pro.
It's exchange traded fund.
When whatever it is that the fund is investing in goes up, it will go up about 3 times as fast.
And then,
there's
conversely,
a flip side to that.
Yeah, right.
It will go down. It'll go down. It'll go downtown Albuquerque, 3 times faster, which means that it doesn't take much of a drop to take you to zero.
And we said something about investing or gambling or speculating. This would be gambling or speculating. Investing would simply be exposing your money to that asset, whatever it is, on a 1-to-1, not levering up. No, we're not fans.
Oh, gotcha. So, as far as researching ETFs, when you go in to research it, you can click on the life, and they give you a breakdown of a time frame and what the returns are. What do you guys recommend looking at when researching an ETF and how to decide what's a good choice?
You don't look at the returns. You should never look at the returns, not in a vacuum, never in a vacuum. The way you start, and this is where most investors get it wrong, where you start is a place no one ever thinks to start unless they have a really good investment advisor, and that is at the beginning. You don't buy investments until you know what kind of investments you need to do the things that you want to do. That's how you build a portfolio. You build, as Tom says all the time, a plan. And that plan then is going to guide your decisions, and then your decisions are going to be guided by academic research and fact, not by what's hot and what's not.
And that's the what's hot and what's not. That's where you're going to get the 3x leverage, et cetera, et cetera. So instead, what you're really going to want is have I know this is boring, globally diversified portfolio, some big companies, some small, international, including emerging markets. You're going to want to own that at a low cost, and ETFs would be tax efficient. So that would make up the portfolio, and it would not have room for something that is, making a huge bet on. Can we ask what the security is it holds that's using 300% leverage on?
Well, I was looking up the VOO, and
VOO is the S&P 500. There's no leverage in VOO.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of one of my coworkers mentioned there was a QQQT or TQQQ, something like that.
Oh, TQQQ. Yeah,
that would be that's the
NASDAQ
ProShares.
Hold on, is that the? Hold on, I need to look it up. Let me just give you a downside example, though. The SQQQ, which is the short QQQ, the betting against the market, it once went down 99% in a day.
Oh, man.
You really don't want to own things that could do that. Yeah, the TQQQ. No, they don't mention that part. That's the ProShares Ultra Pro QQQ. Yeah, so
that's this one's long. This one is long. Yeah. Yep. So it gives you the upside. But let's say we have a major market crash. If we had a market crash like 2008 with this fund, your money in days or weeks maybe could go to zero before you could catch it.
Yeah, this is the NASDAQ 100 times 3. And if it goes that other direction, you'll have to throw my brother out of the basement and take his spot there because they're.
Well, for example, with the TQQQ in 2022, it lost 80% of its value.
Yeah, these are things that, again, that's the reason that we don't use them, we don't suggest them, and we don't think you should even be looking at them, period.
Okay. Well,
all right.
Thanks for the insight, gentlemen.
You're very welcome. Keep listening. I know I know what we preach is boring, but it's right. That's the problem.
Tell Walt we said hi too. Is that okay? I miss him. I missed that show. I got to watch it again, I think.
Well, there was Better Call Saul too.
I know. I watched that too. I missed that too. I know. I don't have a good cereal right now. I need one. What do you got?
Raisin Bran Crunch, I kind of like.
I was the guy who saw Naked Gun last night. I should have all the bad dad jokes, but I'll have more. Trust me.
All right. Yeah, let's get started. Let's just go to our next call. I was going to wait because the break's coming up in 45. Should I wait?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And then we'll have time for the whole call. I will mention that we did this very quickly, but recently about getting help, right? You mentioned it very briefly. You can write us, right? You can go to talkingrealmoney.com. You could write us a question. Right. You could voice one there that you like because you use those on your Friday show when it's not Tom and Roxy as it was recently. Mm-hmm. But if you want help, we give people, I sat down with a lot of people this week, and most of them, they really needed some advice. Some of them, they're becoming clients. We don't pressure people to become clients. We give you honest answers. And you're going to, I guarantee, here's a guarantee, you will walk out the door with things you didn't know that will help you, whether you hire us or not. I think most people say, oh, wow, I hadn't really thought about that. So,
and the reality is, I know that sounds weird, and most of the industry doesn't do this. In fact, most of the industry hates the idea of doing it because they feel like it's too much work and not enough reward. And that's exactly the opposite of what we believe. We think you deserve it.
Tom and Don are talking real money. For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
855-935-TALK is our phone number, 855-935-8255. I misspoke when I said the SQQQ. It was actually the Direction Daily Bear something or other that had that big loss over a short period of time. Wow. But, man, these things are scary. These things can
your money will be gone very, very quickly should you put it in something like that.
Well, and they're not designed to be investments. They're designed to be speculative tools.
Trading tools.
That's what they put them out there for you to gamble with. It just saves you the trip to the casino.
Do it right from your phone.
Right. Now, if I'm going to risk thousands of dollars, I will just go to Vegas and say to Tom's favorite hotel, the Aria, I'll just walk in and go, I got $10,000 I am ready to take into the casino and lose. What are you going to do for me?
Yeah. Oh, they'll do a lot for you with the 10K.
855-935-TALK is our phone number. Let's go to Spanaway, Washington. And Randy, you're up. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, man.
Hello, sir.
So I have a question. I have a question for you. You may or may not be able to answer. We're selling our family farm back in Illinois, and that's going to be for $1.8 million. And my question is there a possible way to defer some of those capital gains taxes that Illinois is going to impose upon us?
Well, what about the federal government? Are they going to want their part too?
Yeah, both are going to be taxing.
They're going to want their part too.
Yeah. I don't know what is the Illinois. Just out of curiosity, what is the capital gains tax in the great state of Illinois?
5% flat for us.
So now you're looking at 5, then you're going to be looking at 20 plus potentially 3 for Fed. So now you're looking at 28%. So how do you feel about owning another farm in the great state of Washington?
That's exactly that's pretty much all you have. It's called a 1031 exchange.
Yeah, you get something like that.
You have to you have to buy another piece of like kind property.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really
exchange. Okay.
Yeah, that's about the only. I mean, I think you could.
Well, there's also the qualified opportunity fund.
Yeah,
things,
you could do the opportunity. Which
those tend to be really expensive.
We looked at that stuff a few years ago, and we did not like it.
Cutting off your nose to spite your face, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So that's basically what I was wondering is if there's a way to do that. The 1031 sounds great then.
The 1031 is really your only other option. If you want to get out of that kind of property altogether, then eventually the piper's bill comes due.
That tax will be paid.
Well, unless you pass it on. Unless you pass it on. True. You could do a 1031 exchange and then pass it on to your kids and let them. But then they get a step up.
They get a step up, so it would work. Yeah.
So
under the current law.
Under the current law,
that's been discussed too, is getting rid of the step up in basis. But Not under this
Great
administration
idea.
do I see that changing. Yeah, but they get the step up if they inherit that from you. Yeah, so
Yeah. Oh, that was the
Okay,
other
got
option. You could die.
that's right. Yeah, we don't recommend that, but
No,
I've
I'm not.
seen it done.
I'm just saying it's a strategy.
And we don't do that kind of work either, by the way, just to put that out there. We're
Not a very good one, yeah.
No, I don't know.
It's
we
not the
kinda
one
like
I
you,
would
Randy.
choose, but
No, me either.
I don't
well,
know.
It depends on the day.
My kids, though, they might be a
I
little
kind
more
of like
excited.
you guys. I think you guys are great too. So I
That's
keep going on with it. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
That's very
Randy.
nice of
Thanks
you.
for calling. Good luck with the farm sale.
That's a fascinating thing. And by the way, you raised a good point.
Very human.
Not the dying thing. That's pretty harsh. But
Oh.
the fact is, if you keep it in the family and then you pass it on, you do get the step up. Mm-hmm. So if the challenge is, do they want to be farmers, the next people, or they just want to keep the land? I mean,
Again, if you were savvy with property, and this is getting into sort of like work more than investing, but if you were savvy with property, a piece of farmland out in the middle of Illinois is not likely to have much of a greater purpose in the not too distant future. But if you got farmland in another state, or maybe even in Illinois, closer to development where it might be developable down the road, then that might turn it into a land banking thing as opposed to a long-term farming thing. So anyway, I don't know. That's more business than investing. 855-935-TALK is our number. We have lines open now. Call.
Tom and Don are talking real money. Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Boy, I should have driven around more when I was in Seattle, in the Seattle area all the times. I've
How's
been
that?
out there all the many times. I found this cute town. We got a call from LaConner.
it's a very cute town.
It is. It's a cute little waterfront town up north of you.
It is.
Hey, Rob, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Thank you for taking my call. And it is a very nice little town. I've lived here most of my life. But
I mean, you got Mount Baker in the background there. Jeez, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, we bebop from here, and we over to Winthrop, Washington. That's kind of our stopping ground.
Another
we live
lovely
in the
place.
Northwest, but
Yeah, it's great.
yes, it is. But hey, the reason why I'm calling you is, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be retiring pretty quick. I'll be 62 here pretty quick. And I'm thinking about another year from now. Okay. And what I'm calling for is just your opinion. If you think I'm kind of too risky and if there's other avenues to go. Okay. I don't know if you talk, actually what you have here or,
Sure.
a portfolio.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Between me and my wife, we have different accounts all over the place, around 3.5 million. Okay. I just found out about 6 months ago that I could take out the money that I have with my where I'm working. I can take what I put into it. Okay. So I did do that. So I had, roughly $500,000. And I thought, what am I going to do with this money? So I looked up Vanguard, and the top 10 stocks that they own. And it's the Magnificent Seven, most of them. And I just divided it off, and I bought those 10 stocks. And
Wait, I just want to make sure I'm clear. So you bought the things that have gone up the fastest recently?
NVIDIA, Alphabet, Meta, Apple.
I bought them like 3 months ago, and I just happened to hit it when they were low. Now they've gone up well over $200,000 in 3 months. All these 10 stocks that I own.
We have an expression for that. I think it's called lucky. But anyway, go ahead. We're happy for you.
No, and I realize that. I'm very fortunate.
Yeah.
And it's all the big names. I did buy one stock that's doubled, at the same time. And, when you make that kind of money in that short a period, or do you just let it ride? Do I really they're good stocks. I mean, if I'm not going to sell them anytime soon.
Well, now this is in a taxable account though, Rob? I mean, so this is like exposed to whatever. Yeah. I mean, that's a problem because you turn around and sell them, you're going to have a short-term gain. It's going to be expensive from a capital gain standpoint.
Wait a minute. But you don't pay that out until you take the money out, do you?
Sell.
If you go to sell the stocks, yes.
Right away, even though it's in an IRA?
Oh, it's
No,
an
that's why I
IRA.
asked you. That's why I said, is this in
he
a
said is it
qualified type account?
yeah, we got confused. So it's in an IRA, so it's tax
That's
protected.
correct.
Let me just
Yeah.
interject here in the name of speed. You are doing something that we are opposed to investors doing. You are gambling. You are gambling, even though they're great companies, because I can list a dozen incredible companies from the past that went bankrupt and did it before the investors knew it was happening.
I understand.
Any one of those companies could go to zero. I don't think they will, but they could.
But again, back to his plan. If you're getting ready to retire, you should know how much income you need to pull off the $3.5 million. You need to know when you're going to take Social Security. All that stuff would come first. Then you would figure out how to invest in that and making enough for your stocks. That's not what we would do either.
Yeah. So we'll be right back. 855-935-TALK. That's our number.
Tom and Don are talking real money. Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
I want to add one more thing. What Rob is doing is so typical. It's gamifying investing. It's turning it into a game. I'm just going to buy the winners. They've been the winners. It doesn't mean they're going to continue to be the winners. And if you buy the top 10 holdings in the Vanguard Total U.S. Stock Index Fund, 9 of those 10 are 100% technology stocks, and the 10th is partially technology, and that's Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah, this is in buying what's hot. We know after it's been hot is generally a very poor strategy. We can look back and see that. So yeah, I like the gamification. But again, for Rob, part one would be if you're getting close to retirement, what's where's the income going to need? How much is it going to be? Because $3.5 million, you can take out $140,000 a year from that, even if moderately invested.
Right, and that's the thing, is why are you taking more risk than you probably, if you had a plan, your plan would probably say, hey, Rob, you don't need to take that much risk.
Right. Yeah.
Why take more risk than you need to take unless it's become a game for you and you feel you get an emotional charge out of winning? And that's really, if we're honest with ourselves, that's what the most of it is, I think. 855-935-TALK. Let's go to Joe in Eatonville. Hi, Joe. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good.
We're well, thanks.
Good, great. Excellent. Hey, I just want to throw out a statement here before my quick question. Hey, you guys are great. I really appreciate the information you guys are throwing out there. It's been a great thing. I've just kind of found you guys here about 3 weeks ago or so. So it's been good information to listen to.
Oh.
So I'm frantically going back to all your old podcasts so I can, re-listen and re-school myself on all that good info.
There's not a but in there?
Wait, we're waiting for
We both thought there was a but. Oh, thank goodness.
Sounded like home for a minute there. I really appreciate all you do here. But okay, that's
right.
kind of you.
Then
Thank
we'll
you.
do the question then.
What's the question for us?
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm 59. I'm planning on retiring here in another year or so. And, anyways, I've been frantically interviewing firms for probably since January, probably 10 or 12 so far.
10 or 12 firms?
Yep.
Good for him.
Fixed fee style, percent of AUM.
He's checking.
Okay, wait, how different is the responses you're getting from 10 firms? I mean, that's a lot of firms to talk to. That's a lot of work.
It is, but you know what? It's been really good for me as a learning experience.
He's doing his due diligence. Why are you criticizing?
No, I just think it's a lot of. I think you could probably get everything you need by looking at 3 firms. But okay, God bless you, 10 firms.
Mr.
But
Smart.
we interrupted you.
Right, but now I might have to add Appella to the list, right? I mean, because it seems like it's a pretty good firm.
You don't have to. So. You could. You don't have to. You're like my wife. I might have to listen to the show. No, you don't have to. By the way, what's the over-under on? She's been at the grocery store for our trip tomorrow. She's been at the grocery store the entire time of the show. I wonder what the over-under on what that's going to cost me for the holiday. Anyway.
Yes, you probably should add Appella to the list, even though Tom said you'd already interviewed too many.
what's an even dozen anyway?
Yeah,
I've already done 10. What's one or two more going to mean
that's
anyway?
right.
So, yeah, so.
I got to be sure. Exactly.
Yeah,
So my
exactly.
basic question is, so for the little investing that I've done, right, I'm averaging between, we'll say 7 and 7.75%, right, on my returns.
There's nothing, nothing to sneeze at when you look at the world, because there's people that look at this every day, and the average investor makes, I think, between, and Don, you can correct me from the survey, I think it's like between 5 and 6 or something. So there's nothing wrong with 7.
Yeah.
That's good. Sure.
Well, it wasn't always that way for me, right? Probably just in the last 3-4 years, I figured things out a little bit, but
good for you.
but a few of these firms that appear to be decent, are kind of saying, yeah, they can probably average me, 8. Maybe
I wouldn't
more,
hire anybody who said what they can average you.
Right.
That would be the end of the conversation.
I was going to say the same thing.
Nobody
Anybody
knows.
who compares returns should
Yeah.
be eliminated from the because if they're claiming a return, then they're obviously liars.
There was a guy who asked me that yesterday.
Okay.
What's the likelihood of this return being in the future? I said, 100% don't know. We don't know. The whole world could be different. So absolutely not. That wouldn't be a reason.
Right.
They're liars if they say that. That's just a sales pitch.
And so the other side of me thinks is like, okay, a lot of these firms, claim this, claim that, but I'm assuming from what I can tell from interviewing them that there's, more value to actually have a advisor behind me as I do go into retirement.
Well, the right advisor.
And as a matter of fact, that belief is actually based in scientific fact. There have been multiple studies done. The biggest was done by Vanguard that showed that having an advisor improves your returns. They're just not going to give you what the number is.
No, it's done better for you. By the way, it should only be 100% fiduciary advisor. 100%, because I'm betting out of those 10.
Absolutely,
they're not all 100%.
Nope. Yeah, no, I think I've done pretty due diligence so far of eliminating. I'm making sure it's their CFP license and other good licenses and supposedly fiduciary statements, right? No selling of products, right?
Yeah, make sure that they aren't a broker dealer, that they're not affiliated. Look them up at brokercheck.org, and that will tell you whether they're just SEC registered or whether they're FINRA registered and SEC. You don't want somebody who's both SEC and FINRA.
Then you'll know.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. So continue your search. It's almost over. It's almost over.
I could see it right there. You just go around that curve. There's a little. Keep going. You're so close. By the way, can you retire in your 60s? Nah. That's what he's saying. You can't. Can you retire that?
Well, that's
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
The guy in the meeting today said that we, and our advisor Sean's there. Tom has a 3-year plan. It's always, I'm not doing anything for 3 years. And then next year you ask him, I'm not doing anything for 3 years. So yeah, okay, it works.
All right.
Anyway,
we're going to start. We're going to move on to our next caller, and probably have to hold her over, but it's just we're running up against the end of the show.
Yep. Go.
And so let's go to Seattle. Beverly, welcome to the show.
Hello,
Beverly.
I'm here.
Go.
What's up?
You got it.
Hi. So my question is very fast. I am a retired teacher, and I do have investments in the deferred compensation, and I have chosen my own way to invest, and I have a percentage in the large stock and the small and international. But then you said to have some of it in bond. But when I looked up their bond, their rating is less than B. And so I'm wondering what percentage should I really put into the bond fund?
Do you have any other accounts? Somewhere else?
Yeah, I have an IRA and I have
I just own the bonds there. Then.
Yeah, own the bonds.
There.
Use the funds that are the best in whichever vehicle you. Because remember, your portfolio is all of your accounts. They're your portfolio. So if you have just stocks in your 403B and just bonds in your IRA to have the right balance, then that's going to work. That's the way to do it.
I'm surprised to hear that the state of Washington bond fund, which I know they operate, is. Did you say the bonds are rated B and below?
Yeah, I was pretty shocked myself because I was debating about what percentage I wanted in bonds. Yeah. Because I'd heard when you retire, you should have 30 or 40% bonds.
There's no rule of thumb for that either, by the way.
Yeah, there is no. It depends on you. That is a personal thing. Hang on with us for just a minute. We'll continue this right after the break. We'll be right back.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Coming up on the end of the show, but we're talking with Beverly in Seattle, who's in state retirement fund as a teacher and isn't thrilled with
Deferred
the bond
comp. Yep.
with the bond portfolio that's available. Is that the Washington State Bond Fund?
That's what she said, right?
Is that the name of the fund?
Yeah, I don't know where you get B and below.
Well,
That's
I
pretty
just
low.
wanted to make sure I was pulling the right thing up.
I was very surprised.
Yeah, you're right. 50% of the portfolio is BAA, which is
that's a little better than B, by the way.
Which is okay. Yeah, BAA
that's all right.
is okay, but it is a corporate bond fund, and it does not.
It has no govs in it, no government bonds in it at all. Then that's kind of surprising
too. It doesn't.
Huh.
It's all corporates.
But again, if you really were upset, and BAA,
it's okay.
That doesn't kill me. That's all right.
It's still investment grade. It's just
it's
not
still investment grade.
decent.
Not very high.
And the bulk of the portfolio is BAA, which means they're stretching for yield.
As always. So, I mean, but if you really thought, I don't want to take that kind of risk with your bonds, and we don't believe in taking risk with your bonds, that should be the
BND.
Safe part. Yeah, then just go to the IRA, own the bonds there, and own all stocks in the deferred
What
comp.
about Treasury bonds? I have 2 Treasury bonds. Should I put more in that?
Do you have Treasury bond funds or individual bonds?
We're getting ahead. Don.
Individual.
Individuals, okay.
Yeah.
What again? We need to go back to the very beginning. Rather than talk about where your money should be and how it should be allocated, we need to determine how much risk you need to take and how much you can stand taking before we can know what the bond portion of that portfolio should be. Now, there are a couple of ways to approach it. You could build a laddered portfolio of treasuries or CDs for the fixed income portion, or you could use a really broadly diversified bond fund like the Vanguard Bond Index, BND, which has thousands and thousands of different issues, all of them investment grade, with an emphasis on the highest qualities, not the lowest quality bonds like the Washington Fund. So,
but what Don said is finally, spot on. You got to have the plan first, determine the income, determine how much volatility you want in the portfolio, what sort of risk to take. Then you would go back and say, I want to have 70% in stocks and 30% in bonds. There is no rule of thumb for that, determining based on age. You used to hear that 100 minus your age. Well, that's a bunch of nonsense because it doesn't say anything about your needs and it says nothing about who you are in terms of the risk you can take. So no, that would not be a place to do that.
That's a bunch of hooey. It's
I
just
was going to
hooey.
say that, but
Beverly, thank you. We got to run because we're running out of hour. Yeah. Thank you all for being a part of the hour. We hope you've learned a little something. We hope.
Been fun. Yeah.
It has been fun. Lots of calls. We really love all the calls on Saturdays. Yep. Thank you so much for doing that. And by the way, thanks for spreading the word because I keep hearing people say, well, somebody told me about your show.
Yeah, I know.
Nice. Thank you. Good work. That's what
Program
we want.
Reminder, next week I will be doing this from the sunny shores of Lake Chelan, so tune in for that.
There's something that never happens every year.
Taking time out from my vacation.
To go on vacation back to Lake Chelan, which really isn't a vacation. It's just sort of where Tom ends up every summer. You're not predictable in the least.
No, not at all.
You want to ask questions not on Saturday? Go to talkingrealmoney.com, click on the Contact Us button, and then either type in your question or speak it into your microphones. The other thing you can do is call 855-935-TALK on Saturdays. You can also get really cool help by going to talkingrealmoney.com. No cost, no obligation to click on Meet an Advisor.
The opinions and views expressed on this podcast were current on the date recorded.
Opinions, estimates, forecasts, and statements of financial market trends that are based on current market conditions constitute our judgment and are subject to change without notice, including any forward-looking estimates or statements which are based on certain expectations and assumptions. Although information and opinions given have been obtained from or based on sources believed to be reliable, no warranty or representation is made as to their correctness, completeness, or accuracy. Information presented on the podcast is not personalized investment advice from Appella Wealth. The views and strategies described may not be suitable for everyone. This podcast does not identify all the risks, direct or indirect, or other considerations which might be material to you when entering any financial transaction. Past performance does not guarantee future results, and profitable results cannot be guaranteed. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for informational, educational, and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. The podcast is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Appella Wealth, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Please see Appella Wealth's ADV Part 2A on our website for information regarding Appella's fees and services. Appella Capital, LLC, DBA Appella Wealth, is an investment advisory firm registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The firm only transacts business in the states where it is properly registered or excluded or exempt from registration requirements. Registration with the SEC or any state securities authority does not imply a certain level of skill or training. Appella does not provide tax or legal advice, and nothing either stated or implied here should be inferred as providing such advice. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and important disclosure related to performance of any specific index or fund quoted in this podcast. And the lawyers get richer.